Give me a sec. Check, check. Thumbs up. Check, check. Okay, it should be there. Oh my God. Let's start over. Welcome back to Reality Water Cooler. I am Sarah from Texas, and this is our place to chat all the latest reality TV, celebrity news, Jeff Lewis, all of the things. Oh my gosh. I don't even know what happened there. But anyways, I guess I was so used to always checking my audio on 3 different sources. Anyways, I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for understanding that giving me 1 more hour a day to just be a little more flexible with phone calls you got to make, getting the mail, loading the dishwasher, taking the dog to the vet, all the things, orthodontist appointments, gives me just an extra hour to listen to the shows that I want to listen to, get all the things done, and prepare for our daily chat. So thank you. And also, I am just going to be on YouTube. I know it also goes on Facebook page at Sarah from Texas, because that's all on one software and I can be all on one computer, but it's just much easier to, I love that all the comments stay here so you can watch the comments live. They didn't happen on Instagram or TikTok, but it was also just so stressful to, be on 2 or 3 different devices at one time. So anyways, we are all together in one place. And of course, it will still go up as a podcast at Sarah from Texas. So thank you so much for joining me. It will be 4 p.m. Eastern time, Monday through Friday. As always, I try to give updates on my Instagram, so just make sure you're following me everywhere. And okay, so let's talk about the elephant in the room. The horrible devastation of Hurricane Helene is terrifying. Like, this is so awful. It's so awful, but also we're just able now, the last, 5-ish, 10 years, whatever, with everyone having a cell phone, to see the devastation, to have it posted on social media and have the videos go viral. Just these videos of like water blaring up against people's, not bedroom windows, house windows, the floods in their streets, entire cities gone. It is just awful. I know a lot of our chumpettes have reached out to me and told me that they were devastated. I am praying for you. I am sending all the prayers up for you. And I'm just so sorry that you're going through this, but I know you will get through this for sure. I also know how sometimes we can not really know the devastation because they show us the worst part. So I know there are a lot of people that were extremely lucky, and we're so thankful for that. And you know that you dodged a bullet. So I hope if you're able to get out and help other people or donate things, fundraise, collect gift cards, things like that. I've done all that stuff in the past when we were saved from Hurricane Harvey, and lots of us around us were devastated. So there's lots of good things you can do when you are blessed and not devastated in a natural disaster. So just sending all our prayers out for that. Okay, little bit of news. Obviously, I don't know if it's a cease and desist, whatever it is. It came out that it was a lawsuit that Ryan from Real Housewives of OC had hired the same attorney that Jim Bellino used back in the day when he sued. Who was all that? Was that I know Heather McDonald got her word in there because somebody sent me a picture of it last night. Heather McDonald, Shannon, and Tamara, I think, is who he sued at the time. But anyways, somebody's saying now it's just a cease and desist. Whatever it is, Kelly Dodd got involved and made a story. I made a video of it saying that she wants to do she thinks there should be a class action lawsuit. Now, I'm not sure if she ran this by her husband, because I think he would have corrected her that I think you need more than 3 people for a class action lawsuit. But anyway, she made a video about that. She thinks her and Vicky Gunvalson and Gretchen Rossi should sue Tamara for slander. And she mentioned specifically things that she had said about Kelly Dodd on the TV show. Lots of you are commenting on that video that, I think Kelly Dodd has forgotten the things that she has said about other people. So maybe a lawsuit wouldn't be the best thing to do. I don't know. I had made a video about Tamara's, because now the thing that she said, the thing that probably got her the cease and desist, is deleted from the Watch What Happens Live. So I didn't watch it live. I watched it the next morning because as I told y'all, I felt like that episode of Real Housewives of OC was so insanely chaotic that especially Tamara, that I needed a moment. So I watched the Watch What Happens Live the next morning. Well, by the next day, 2 days later, she was already apologizing. She made that video of her and Ryan, her and Eddie walking down the streets going, "Oh, I misspoke. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean to say that he had." And then she put out that big, long Instagram story that had the word, what did she misspell? Unfortunate or something? She misspelled something. I'm like, get your people to look over your apology before you put it out. Anyway, so she is backpedaling for sure, but Watch What Happens Live or Bravo production, whatever, has deleted that entire thing that she put out. So I had it on my DVR and posted it. So anyways, then I find out Tamara has blocked me. I went to go tag her I went to go look at something because somebody told me. Anyways, I had tagged her the other day in something, so now she's blocked me. Whatever. Who cares? More drama that Jeff got involved in today, and I don't know that he really came to her defense, right? Shannon? Who's all doing it? Shannon, Ashley from Potomac, not Gertie. Who else is doing it from Potomac? I'm not big on the Potomac girls. Another girl from Potomac is doing it, and then Countess Luann filming Love Hotel. That finished up. It did wrap. And Joel Kim Booster, which a lot of people are like, who the hell is that? I know his name because I think he hosted the Emmys or something at the beginning of this year, and he had a joke in there that did not land well at all. And he got really blasted for doing the show, but then a lot of people were like, well, he's a comedian, you got to give him some grace. Comedians get canceled all the time now. That's how I heard of his name. I don't think I've ever seen him live. I don't think. He is apparently, now we know, the host of Giselle. Yes, isn't it Giselle? She's on Love Hotel also. And he's apparently the host of Love Hotel that just finished. He apparently went on an Instagram live just shredding Shannon Beador up and down, saying she was extremely rude the entire 3 weeks, rude to staff, rude to him. And the last day at the wrap party, he was incredibly rude to somebody that Joel Kim Booster loves dearly, something like that. That was on Instagram Live. I haven't seen any video clips of it, so I'm very disappointed if nobody has tagged me and somebody recording the Instagram Live. And so I could see it for myself. But he made some Instagram stories that somebody screenshot, and then I saw them on Bravo and Cocktails and reshared them on my Instagram stories also. So they were basically saying, look, I don't care. I know I'm going to get in trouble. These are going to be taken down, but I want to say what I say. And he went on. I mean, he just doubled down. So then another account that I'd never heard of before, oh gosh, I'm forgetting the name of it. Whatever it is, I tagged it, whoever it was. I think it's a female Instagram name that says like not such and such, but it's a man on there. So I don't know who it is. But anyways, they're basically saying, oh, this is pretty rich of you to post that, how she is when you have a terrible reputation and you've been going off the wire for a couple of weeks now. And had some pretty harsh allegations there on why he's going off. If you catch my drift, snow, sniff, sniff. So go check those out. I do those on my Instagram stories. That's probably where I'm always going to put stuff. But at the very end of today's Jeff Lewis Extended, a caller called in. Now, I don't know what they had said they wanted to talk about. They have these little blurbs whenever Oscar does the phone call. So I don't know if Jeff meant to take this call. He didn't seem surprised about it. He seemed very happy to talk about it. But the caller basically called in and said, hey, this stuff has come out about your friend Shannon Beador. I'm shocked. And Jeff surprised me because he pretty much said, look, I talked to her. I think he said the night before she left for Love Hotel. And I was really worried for her. I'm really concerned. So he didn't seem to defend her. I also wondered, since Doug was there, if he had heard about it, because he is working with her on this Dos Amigos, Shannon and Vicky live tour. And he has traveled with her, probably stayed not in the same hotel, but, had lunch, breakfast, ridden in cars with her, all while this is going on, and he was like, "Look, now I've never seen or experienced anything bad, but that's my experience." Now, let's be honest. Do I think Doug's gonna be the most honest, or I think Jeff Lewis is gonna be the most honest? I was shocked that Jeff is such good friends with her and still said something, but to me, that says volumes that he didn't absolutely defend her, because I feel like he must have a feeling, which makes me feel terrible because I've been lucky enough to meet Shannon a couple of times in, very public settings, but it's not like just a meet and greet. I mean, I've like talked to her for a few minutes, and so she's always been very kind. And I even met her daughter briefly at the last Irvine show, May 30th. And she was very nice. So definitely didn't come in, I've never seen her feeling like above anyone or treating anyone badly or like, where's my this or, tirade, none of that. So I was shocked. Wow. Mayboo says, thinks she's gotten a bit too big for her boots because of the support regarding John Jansen. I mean, I can see where she feels like definitely 89, 90% of the world is pro Shannon. They've kind of forgotten about the DUI, kind of forgiven that when that was a huge thing last fall. Because I know me, I was kind of not apologizing for her, but like supporting her and saying, everyone makes mistakes. This was an awful mistake. No one makes these mistakes when they're sober. They make them when they're drunk, what have you. But I was surprised at the allegations. I was surprised, like Shane mentioned today, we'll chat more about this later, but I was surprised that Shane mentioned, also what I said was how unprofessional of this host. Like, he must never want to work again. Like, dude, the show's not even out yet. Don't come on black. You can tease and be like, oh, there was some drama. Somebody was a diva. That's fine and dandy. That makes people think, ooh, who are they talking about? But to come out and blast her, very unprofessional. Debbie Kate said, Jeff will be honest and Doug will be professional and take the high road to protect someone. Yeah. Oh, that's true. Mayboo says, remember her in Ireland trying to get Kelly Dodd drunk when Kelly said no to alcohol? That was so crafty and calculating. Yeah, but that to me is different. I mean, that's maybe for the ratings, for the show, treating the staff badly, being disrespectful to people, all the things that he said about her was very specific. Oh, was it Joe Coy? No, I think you're right. I think it was Joe Coy. I'm getting it wrong because Joe Coy I saw open for Fortune Feimster. You're right. It wasn't Kim Joel Booster. So I don't really know who he is, who he's famous for. Is he just I don't know what he is. Who is Kim Joel Booster? I think I've seen him be on Bravo before, like Watch What Happens Live, but I'm curious. Maybe, I listened to Andy Cohen live today, and they either didn't take a call or nobody called in about it. But they also had a live interview, and they normally don't on Mondays. So Tuesdays are more like interview. Maybe on Wednesday, somebody call in to Andy Cohen live and ask him what he thinks about that, because that to me is huge. But like I said, I've got it on my Instagram story right now that is still up, the account that is basically saying these other allegations about Joel Kim Booster. So I'm like, unless you're clean, honey, I may not be coming out doing this, but I think it was awfully unprofessional for sure. Okay. Let me talk about finally finishing The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. 8 episodes on Hulu, about 45 minutes each. I was not on TikTok during the pandemic. I feel like I missed everything. But my husband would be like, don't get on TikTok. It's such a time waster. You'll be scrolling all the time, which is absolutely true because TikTok is obsessive for sure. But I didn't know the backstories. I didn't know Taylor. I didn't know the video about the mom talk. I didn't know when Taylor went Instagram live or TikTok live and said that everyone was soft swinging together. I didn't know about Whitney posting a picture of her in the NICU when her baby was getting better from RSV or whatever it was. I didn't know about Taylor acting like a 50-year-old grandma with I don't even know what that story is. I didn't know any of that. And I also don't know exactly what's going on now because even though it started September 6th and I had planned to watch it, I started getting the symptoms from what is now getting much better, but still sensitive, uh, the shingles on September 3rd. So I didn't even start The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It is so good. I mean, I want to have like a 3-hour dinner with a whole table of people and just chat this whole dang show. Like, it's that good. Now, I know a lot of you said I couldn't get into it. They seem too young. I'm not Mormon. I don't understand. I'm Baptist, honey, and I was so dang into the show. I felt they were so raw. It was unproduced. Like, I feel like their fights were real fights. I feel like Whitney really is a terrible friend. I feel like she really is dramatic. I feel like Taylor is really a hot mess. Her and Dakota are trying their best, but she's blaming Dakota. I feel like she has a lot to take in the blame of their demise of their relationship. Oh my gosh. I just thought it was when they unfollowed Whitney all at the same time because she didn't show up to support her best friend Macy in her business adventure. Like, what? But also, all Whitney wants to be seen as is, oh, Miss Pollyanna with the little Mormon bow tie with her perfect husband. Not. You've already told us he's got a corn addiction. Like, what, your entire marriage? Like, why don't they talk about that ever again? And then you go and get pregnant and have a third baby with them because you want to live in this homestead and have a farm and like, what? Like, what? I need a whole no, I don't want to feed her ego. Never mind. I was going to say I need a whole other show on just Whitney and Connor, but I absolutely don't. That mustache, I absolutely cannot with the mustache. But also, it seems like she just wants to have this Pollyanna image of her like baking cookies with the kids and her husband and doing crafts. And I'm like, if your husband got that problem, y'all got other problems. Like, that is not just an isolated issue. Like, that is bleeding over into y'all's marriage and your family life. And you're just acting like everything is hunky dory. I'm obsessed with their obsession of soft drinks. I just saw a video on TikTok. These girls are like size 0, right? I mean, some of them might be a 4. Okay. But they're all very thin, very fit, it appears. Yet they talk about drinking these 44-ounce soft drinks with like sugary syrup and, trying to think if I really ever saw them eat though. You know what? I don't really see. No, they did eat at dinner. What did they order though? I can't remember. Like, I feel like the Salt Lake City women eat. Like, they're there to eat a meal. You know what I mean? Yes, I can't say that word, but I can say corn. I can say corn. I can't say the other word because you'll get in trouble on YouTube. Anyways, Michael, is it true? So Michael Riley says, seems like none of the guys work. It was ick. Yeah, they all talk about being the head of their households, making them the breadwinners, which is very unusual in the Mormon religion, particularly. The wives are very much socialized. I don't know. It's indoctrinated to work, to stay at home with their children. Maybe do a little side hustle, like a little MLM on the side, something cutesy and demure, but definitely not working their tail off and spreading all of this in, drinking and going to Las Vegas and wearing short mini skirts and the boobs up and, the drinking, the ketamine, I mean, wow, it's crazy. Jay says, I need to know what the Fruity Pebbles are about. Well, I can't tell you right now, but they did a reenactment of it. So I think she either shoved a handful up and he gobbled them up, if you catch my drift. Or I think she ate some to maybe a la Teresa Giudice, change the flavor down there. Those are my guesses. I don't know. Y'all tell me in comments if you could even comment something so nasty. I don't know. Yes, I did. I can't say that word on YouTube. So you have to say corn addiction. Anyways, obsessed. I didn't love the way they ended it because I was like, wait a minute, like what's gonna happen? Like what's going on? I did fortunately I don't follow any of them yet, but I did finally start getting on the right side of TikTok where I'm seeing Taylor's videos now. I saw one of Whitney. Some of them are old. I'm seeing some of Jesse lately. I'm seeing some of Jen. So I know that Jen, like the countdown is on. I'm just waiting for Jen and Zach to divorce. Like literally. Like she just needs to find her voice and leave that ball of blonde hair because it's disgusting. And why is he, if he's in medical school, like, did he barely get in? Because why is he graduating undergrad at 27 years old? Maybe he had something else but they didn't discuss it of why he graduated so late whenever he's trying to go to medical school. Anyways, I know. I mean, I don't know. Debbie says I'm screaming that he gobbled up the Fruity Pebbles. I mean, these people look like whatever, and they are freaks in the sheets for dang sure. He munches, Tanya says. Yeah, nom, 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 nom. I mean, I'm a Cocoa Pebbles girl myself. I keep it in my cereal bowl. You know what I mean? Mary says, love you, Sarah, but you do watch some weird stuff. Well, now we're going to talk about 90 Day Fiance. So even weirder for sure. But do not forget Real Housewives of New York City, season 2 of the new launch, whatever, comes out tomorrow. So we will definitely chat about that on Wednesday. Yes, Jay says he seems to have a bad gambling addiction, which is sad because that's money, but also that's, he's being two-faced and being so mean to Jen when they went to Las Vegas. I mean, those text messages were awful, just awful. And I think she's starting to realize it, but the fact that they filmed that around, I think they finished around February, March. I'm not real sure. They definitely were filming around February, Valentine's, because they showed it. I don't know when they finished filming. So now it's September of the same year. So, I don't know. I think it would take a lot for her to divorce. Jen is very young, but also, is she a liar? Or is Zach the liar? Like, why did she say that Zach is like the second cousin of Ben Affleck? And now it comes out that he's not. Ben Affleck's like, no, I'm not. And then now she says, okay, well, how about he's related to Lala Kent? I'm like, who cares? Like, who cares who you're related to? And if it's not true, we're not going to believe you the second time. Like, it's crazy. Yes. AUS Fly Girl says he was disturbed is a let's give Dakota was disturbed and they left home. Left the show. Michaela's husband was disturbed and they left the show. Zach was borderline crazy, borderline scary. And that's only what we saw. We didn't even see everything he said and did in those texts. Cameras were not up when she left at 2 a.m. to go to his hotel room and they were up all night. Damn those camera people. Like, get on the ball, producers. Says Zach was disturbed that she attended a male strip show. Yeah, it was a Chippendale show. I mean, it's crazy. They do all of this stuff for views and for clout. They know exactly. They even talk about, they kind of, they don't break the fourth wall. It is what it is. They are TikTokers. They are influencers. They talk about like posting content that gets people talking, that, they post whatever it is and see what sticks. That's what I always say about social media. People make videos all the time on TikTok. Like, I don't know what to talk about. And I always say, post whatever you're interested in. Like, you can't fake watching reality TV if you think, oh, Bravo is popular to talk about. If you don't enjoy, like if you're not obsessed and waiting for the next reality TV show to start that you're interested in, why make a video and chat about it? Like, it's not going to be authentic. So they talk about making all these videos, mostly cute dance videos, very short skirts, little bitty tops. They know what their audience is. It's, it's girls that want to look like them. It's girls that want to whatever, you know what I mean? Oh goodness, Rebecca says no spoilers, but apparently cinnamon changes the taste of a BJ. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Speaking of that, because Lauren has an issue down there. 90 Day Fiance, before the 90 days, season 7, episode 5 was on last night. Lauren from Las Vegas and his lady girl Faith in the Philippines. I hope, okay, I don't know if if they're still in a relationship. I don't know what is going on with them right now, but he gets a text from somebody that he had slept with twice that the person has gonorrhea. And so he realizes that's what the gunk coming out of his penis. That's literally what he said. This gunk is shooting out of my penis. And now I know, oh, it's gonorrhea. The man had $47 in his wallet for a weeks long trip to the Philippines. I can't even imagine he's got the money to go to a doctor in the Philippines and be like, hey, give me a shot, fix my gonorrhea. Like, it doesn't even sound like he's gone yet. He had all morning, all night before to figure out going to the doctor. And I don't think he had, like, get started on it. If you were wanting to kiss this girl, which he Googled and realized he can't even kiss her, but more than that, he had to tell Faith, who's never even had a boyfriend, and she feels very taken advantage of because she feels like everyone like not makes fun of what's it called, like, just wants to date them. Like, she would meet people on the internet, they would find out that she was a lady boy, meaning she was born a female, born a male, and at 15 she is a male, lives her life as a male. She feels like people just use her and don't really end up loving her. And now she has to find out that the guy she's been talking to for 6 months was actually having sex with other people. And he's like, "Oh, I thought you knew that." No, we don't assume that. You would have to be very clear. Hey, we are not dating. We have not met in person yet. So once I fly to the Philippines, that starts our time of being monogamous. But we know now he doesn't even want to be monogamous. He wants to talk to her about having an open relationship. Like, Lauren, these are big things. You don't spring on someone. It's just crazy. Yes, Annie said, or Debbie says, so you're saying he's a catch. I mean, there's so many red flags about Lauren, and I wanted to like him. He's a cutie. He seems really sweet. I love that he told Lauren, you are what I always envisioned marrying, a trans person. I always envisioned marrying you. Like, he's telling her what she wants to hear, and I believe it, but he doesn't want to just be limited to her. And I don't think that's going to fly. Annie, girlfriend, y'all are so good in comments. Perhaps they all need to eat more cereal. By the way, oh my gosh, y'all are emailing the best stuff at AskSarahFromTexas@gmail.com. I think I'm going to start the advice podcast. I think on Sunday. I don't know. I'm not sure. Got to figure out a day and time because I want it to be live because I want y'all to get comfy in comments and give advice. I want to chat these things out. But so far, everything is all over the place. Friends, parenting, a neighbor. There's a school thing about PTA that's so good because it's so relatable. What are some of the other ones? I haven't written any of them down yet, but I'm going to probably like tuck them into a subject one. Like, is this friend being loyal? Who's right or wrong in this situation? Kind of make kind of a theme. So if you don't mind in the subject, write like friend question, husband question, coworker question, dog question, fashion question. I'm like, who's coming to me for fashion? Somebody asked me if they should color their hair or not. Like, they've never colored their hair. And I'm like, is that advice? I guess it's advice, right? Anyway, so email me, ask Sarah from Texas, SARAH @gmail.com. Anyways, and we'll get that ball rolling for sure. But it's funny. What else? Adnan and Tiger Lily. Wow. That wedding, I want to know what it costs. I want to know who's paying for it. I want to know how much time they had to put all that together. They've only been dating 4 months. You know what I mean? 4 months. And this wedding is super elaborate, which is great. She's never had a wedding. She was married, but they went to the justice of the peace or something, so she's loving all of this attention. They do seem mm, I don't know. Are they gonna work? Like, I don't know. She's 41, he's 22, she has 2 kids. She lives in Texas and cannot leave because her 2 kids are there, co-parenting with the ex. He lives in Jordan, all of his family. He probably works more over there, and he just kinda wants to be part-time, and she's like, "I don't know how that's gonna work." These flowers at their wedding was gorgeous. Oh, perfect. Michael Riley says, "I can help you with the fashion question." That would be great. That would be great. Um, it's hair color at this point, but yeah. Anyways, looks like an amazing, but did y'all catch the part where she says, "You know what? Even if I found out that he was a serial killer, like, I would work through that with him. I would still love him, and I would just talk him through, like, how to not be a serial killer." And then she smiled, and I'm like, "Where did they throw the net to cast the people for this season?" I mean, whack a doodle time. I mean, none of them. They showed a little more of Brian, who's in the wheelchair with Ingrid. She's still, like, getting over all the stuff he shared with her that we talked about last week, that he was a drug dealer. His ex-wife had a hitman put on him. I mean, she's still reeling from all of that. But I'm like, why hasn't he told her about all this stuff? She's still convinced he lied about his age. And I'm like, well, he's like, I wouldn't lie about my age. So I'm like, well, what is it? Like, show us the facts. Um, maybe no way. Annie says maybe she's a serial killer also. No. She looks like a nice mom with bad eyelashes and bad lips and even worse hair. I mean, her hair is so bad. And then also, she has these 2 wedding gowns. I think they were custom made. How does she have time to get these wedding dresses made? In another country? Did she have them made in the US? Did she have them made in Jordan? Like, how do they have time to plan this wedding? Like, did they get engaged after one? I don't even know. I'm so confused. I hope they work out, but the fact that he wants 5 kids, I'm like, "You're 41, honey. Like, unless you're gonna have quintuplets at one time," you know what I mean? So crazy, so crazy. I'm gonna add this banner. It's a little big. How do I make this smaller? Very big. Hit the subscribe button and thumbs up. That is only obviously if you're on YouTube, not on a listening as a podcast. They also show Vea and Sunny. Vea's coming from Orlando, Florida, and going to South Africa. She finally made it to the airport. Also, Niles is traveling from Alabama over to Ghana, so he's eventually going to get there, but he's very nervous. He's never traveled before. He's in for a rude awakening because his girlfriend, Matilda, who they've been dating 2 years, she thinks they're getting married at the end of the trip. And I'm like, he ain't got 2 nickel. He ain't got I mean, he might have oh, I lost my comments. Okay. He might have a paperclip wedding band, but he ain't gonna, I mean, she's talking to her mom and like the uncles get the wedding together. I'm like, oh my gosh, these people just more than ever this whole season, they just haven't talked about the big issues. And then they show one of them's been dating 5.5 years. Her name is Renee, although it's spelled like rain, but it's Renee in Chitty. And she basically keeps telling him, look, I'm only with you because you're blind, because I have such low self-confidence that I would not be with you if you weren't blind and you couldn't see my body. Like, that's crazy. I mean, 5.5 years they've been dating, and she basically tells him that, and then they get into the one argument, over the slinging the dead chicken at the market last week, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, she's never apologized to me. 5.5 years, and she's never apologized? Like, this could be a sign. This could be a sign." Definitely, Cecily says, "Strange couple." They all are. But tonight is 90 Day Fiancé. What's that one called? Oh, what's that one called? The Other Way. That's the one with Statler and Dempsey, and I'm obsessed with that couple. So I know they've already broken up, but I'm obsessed with them. Sabina says, "Hey, Texas girly." Texas? Texas girly. Um, yeah. Okay, let's get into today's Jeff Lewis. We're doing great on time. We will leave time for questions at the very end, which again makes it so easy to just have questions all in one spot. By the way, if you don't love YouTube and you're listening as a podcast, you ever want to join live, I mean, YouTube is fantastic because it also lets you watch the live comments as you're watching as a replay under live chat. But the Sarah from Texas Facebook page also airs it and the replay. So it is also up there. Okay. Today was Jodie Sweetin and Michael Beck. I kind of feel like it started out and Jeff, it was like deja vu. Jeff was like, "Oh, okay, you haven't been here in weeks. Where have you been? What shows were you on?" And I was like, wait, we already know all this. Like he was just on. And then I think Jeff was like, "Oh, snap out of it. Like we've already talked about all this." So he was doing Southern Hospitality. I think he's a showrunner, which is a big deal. Like it sounds like an entry level job. I don't know what it is, but I don't think it is. I mean, I looked at Michael Beck's Instagram one day and he is very professional. He's got his crap together with his career. Maybe not his social life or his dating life, but his career he does. So anyways, he's something big with Southern Hospitality. And then he went over to Italy, which he wasn't supposed to say, but he did, to do the, what's that show that I was shocked it even got a season 2. The Lisa Vanderpump Villas with Stassi is coming in to save the show. Anyways, they talk about feet fetishes and dating. I guess Jodie Sweetin has a pretty high rating on what's that website? It's not OF. I don't know what it is. It's a foot thing, something. Like I'm assuming she has a higher rating because she's a female. Like girls just have open-toed heels. We have sandals. Guys just don't. And who's like I've never thought to take a picture of Jeff's feet or his shoe. I don't even think I know. Well, I do notice what shoes he's wearing at a live event because he'll cross his legs sometimes. And I noticed the kind of shoes he wears, like a slip-on type thing. And then of course in the coffee picture, he'll wear like tennis shoes type thing sometimes. I know he's talked about his teeth before. Don't forget, y'all, he had his teeth redone, which they needed to be done in the nicest way. I had seen them up close in June of 2022. And I was like, oh, like, I think when I met him the first time in November 2021 at the meet and greet for the Burbank show, I don't remember his teeth or I just wasn't paying attention. I was talking to him about something else, but at the Wiki Feet, that's what it is, which I've never even looked at. Like, who, like, ew, like what? Why are people so into feet? Like my bunions. Anyways, he needed to get his teeth done. They were very small, very, anyways, I'm glad he got his teeth done. They look great, but $53,000 and he still doesn't even smile with them in unless I like jab him in the side, then he'll smile in my pictures. But he's talked about having to floss before. If I am paying $53,000 for my teeth, I barely want to have to brush them. Like I want them to almost like have Rain-X on them and have everything just like swipe away. $53,000 for your teeth? Yes, we're talking about Jeff's teeth for shows. AUS says it may be me, but I've exhausted my reality show tolerance. My viewership gets less and less. I'm hearing this from a lot of people, and I've actually been saying this about Bravo. I did a video recently. I think I meant to say it. If I didn't say it, I meant to say it, that Salt Lake City is not as good as MomTok. Like that documentary is better. And I like being able to just binge 8 episodes and not have to, I don't know where the future of Bravo is going with the Housewives, especially whenever you have all these lawsuits that are pending. I mean, Brandi Glanville is still, out for being, ousted for suing. All she keeps posting lately is like clickbait type stuff about, Kim Richards, and what else does she post? Something else, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, Mabu says the fighting and the arguments get exhausting. Like I thought the MomTok girls, I thought their fighting and the arguments were, like, good and realistic and believable. I feel like the Housewives are getting so produced nowadays, and it's just gross. Like, it's just they're all out for coming back. Like, they'll all sell their great grandma out if it's for ratings, if it helps get them another season or it helps get them to be a friend or a housewife full time instead of a friend of. You know what I mean? Yeah, a lot of you are saying you're fast forwarding more and more, Mike O'Reilly says. Yeah. And I'm all for fighting and arguments, but I'm also for fun. And like I said last week, every franchise now, every Housewives city, they all have sides. It's all like 3 or 4 against 3 or 4. It's not like 1 or 2 are fighting anymore, and the other ones are just like, "Oh, Tamara and Shannon are fighting. We gotta get them back together." No, it's like this side against this side, every single franchise, like everyone except maybe New York, the new New York. I don't know. Rebecca says, "I get my dose of drama from Jeff Lewis Live." Exactly. So don't know, just like I don't really watch real TV like sitcoms. I watch true crime or, Dateline, 2020, those types of shows, documentaries. But I really think the documentaries are nailing it more than Bravo. Michelle Huffman said, shows are good when they first start. After that, they get fake. And I've said this about the new Housewives, like the new ones that came on New Jersey a couple years ago. They all knew how to watch the show. And I don't want to hear about how you're a fan of the show. Like that just breaks the fourth wall for me. I want to hear about how your kids went to preschool together with somebody. I want to know that you've known these girls for a long time, or they're your neighbors, or it's your sister-in-law. You know what I mean? Yeah, AUS says, I mainly see some clips of certain shows and then recaps with certain YouTubers. Like me? Anyways, okay, let's talk about Jeff's teeth. He's still got to floss them. Like, I don't even want to floss my real teeth. I don't have anything fake. For $53,000, I don't want to be flossing my teeth. Like, I don't know if it's an option to get it where it looks like they've got a slit, but it doesn't. But I do not want to be obsessed over my teeth after I've paid $53,000 for them, for sure. That's all I wrote down for Jeff Lewis Live. I mean, it wasn't a bad show. I just don't really remember much of it. I know Jodie Sweetin talked somewhat about something that was very interesting before Bob Saget passed away so suddenly. Jeff brought up the app that's called Fan Social and was asking if Jodie Sweetin was going to be on it. And she was like, "Oh, I'm not on it yet, but I will get on it." The app is the one where you can pay lunch, dinner, drinks with a celebrity, with a Chump in particular. And she said, yes, I'll join it. But she said they were going to do something like this, which I love. I'm not a huge, what's her TV show? Dang it. Jodie Sweetin. What's her TV show? Anyways, Bob Saget, Jodie Sweetin, all the people. They were going to be in that house that was filmed for the show. And if the person paid enough, they were going to, all the celebrities would show up. But then whenever Bob Saget passed away, they were like, never mind. But that is something some of these rich chumps would absolutely do for sure. Doug Budin and Sarah Colonna were on extended. Doug has had it rough with his mom. So, Doug lives in Hollywood. His mom lives in New York City. She's like, gosh, as he said, she's like 92. Full House is the show. Thank you, Ileana. Oh my God, we had so much fun Friday night. 3 of us met up for dinner before the Danae Hayes show. The Danae Hayes show was amazing. It was so good. I might have a little girl crush on Danae Hayes. I don't know. She's not my type. She's cute. I don't know. She was cute. Anyways, okay. She was really talented. But Doug's mom fell. She was going to have a surgery, so he went out for that. Then at some point, she broke her elbow and her knee on one of her 5-mile walks that she does in the park every day. I mean, goals. I love that his mom travels from one side of the country to the other to visit Doug. and also goes on a 5-mile walk every day. Like, that's amazing. But she tripped and fell. So he stayed for that and kind of is getting like long-term care type stuff situated with her, which is long-term care even a thing anymore? I mean, is that even offered? I feel like that's something that people kind of had as a job, benefit in the 50s. And if you were lucky enough to get it, but I feel like it's probably not a thing anymore. I feel like it would cost a fortune. Um, Dasha says 90 Day Fiance is depressing. Other housewives are arguing. We hear that in real life. That's true. Well, and some of it now you hear, like Jeff says, Jeff kind of will talk about people that should be aspirational. We want people that, have a lot of money. I don't, I don't want them. I don't know. I don't know. Some parts of OC I like that, like Gina is like starting over and doing a lot of stuff for herself, but yet not rich. I don't know. I don't like hearing that these people are pretending or borrowing or renting clothes, renting houses when they're really not rich. That just sounds so fake to me, like so produced. Like you're really not that person. You're having to make it happen to get on the show. And I feel like that happens a lot. But is it a thing anymore, Debbie? Debbie, what is freedom care? What does that mean? Debbie says long-term care is very important. But I just don't know that it's a thing anymore. I don't even know that it's offered. I need to look on my husband's insurance and see. We're only on our 50s, but you never know. Anyways, yes, Michael Riley says, I wonder if he got all the postcards written because remember his mom is very into politics and supporting certain people, and she wanted to write postcards to remind people to get out and vote. So that was very lovely. Doug also saw Diana Ross. I looked it up. She's 80 years old in all of her glory. She said she was so nice, getting herself some eggs at the lounge within the lounge within the lounge at American at JFK. I guess it's only at JFK through American. So I will probably never be there. Sounds like Sarah Colonna will never be there because she's a Delta girl. But he finally explained, because he hadn't been on since, how he and Kelly Dodd met up in New York and had those $50 drinks. $50. $50 cocktail before the tip. So I don't follow Kelly Dodd, but Doug had posted, and I followed Doug Budem. So Doug had posted these pictures. They were the videos. They were really pretty cocktails. But somehow, did he say it in the video that what the bill was? Because whatever it was, I ended up doing the math on these 4 drinks, and it was like $45. And I was dying. I was like, that's crazy. Rebecca says, I lived in real life barn drama for years when my daughter was younger. My anxiety can't handle drama anymore. Some women are nuts and thrive on drama. I do not. I have heard that a lot, that I almost think it's like somebody that comes from a big family ends up growing up and having like 1 or 2 kids. And somebody that has 1 or 2 kids grows up and has a lot of kids. You always want what you don't have. So I do think there is a point where some people have real drama in their lives and it's not mentally healthy. Like they don't crave watching other people's drama. I want it to go back. I want fun. I want girls trips, but I don't want like a 1980, like Salt Lake City a couple seasons ago. They really did them dirty with like this kind of outdated house. I want like a really nice house. I want to look at it and go, wow, like that's beautiful. Look at that chef. Look at those bedrooms. Look at that bathtub. Look at the kitchen, the backyard. I mean, I don't want it to be like a normal house. It's like, $99 a night. I think that's not true. Dasha says, what do rich people have to bitch about? I'd like to see more of their homes in trail life. Do you mean real life? I don't know what trail life means. I think rich people can have a lot of problems. I mean, sadly, you hear about it with celebrities. What do they say? Money doesn't end your problems. You know what I mean? Oh, you do mean barn drama, like equestrian sport. Rebecca says, my daughter competed in the equestrian sport. The drama is nuts. Girl, we never got into horse drama because my daughter only did it for like a year and a half, 2 years, but she did English riding horses. She rode English style. Does that make a sense? I don't know. She did something when she was like 10. But yeah, I think every sport, every activity, especially when they do it to the extreme, has a lot of drama. Like between the we had a couple who ended up divorcing. They married each other. Well, are they married? Yeah, they're married to each other, but they were cheating. So like the two girls on the team, the parents were cheating with each other and since divorce, now they're still together. So then those two daughters are stepsisters now. And they used to just be on the same team together. Oh my God, I just got water in my eye. The one that wears the contact. Okay. Clearly I don't know how to drink water. Anyways. Oh, that's funny. Mayboo says, hold on, let me get the water out of my eye. Let's see, now the mascara is coming off on me. Mayboo says, I'd rather have problems in a Range Rover than a Honda, though. Well, I mean, did I get mascara? I feel like, okay. Literally, all it is, look, water just, I love this cup. The person who gave it to me is on here. Anyways, thank you. But I kept wanting water when I'm up here and I never had it. Okay, what else can we talk about? Drunk Doug Buden walking down the streets of New York. It kind of scared me because you need to have all your faculties with you in New York's in any city. But walking down the streets of New York City, like I'm glad nothing happened to him. And he said he was hammered after those drinks. So I kind of didn't like that. Whatever ended up happening, did Kelly and Rick not realize he was that drunk? Because to me, even though he's a man, I don't care, man, woman, teenager, 30-year-old, 70-year-old, if somebody's that drunk, you need to get them in a car and make sure the designation is where they need to end up. Like, where he was staying at his mom's house or somebody like that. Lisa says, I'm definitely not rich, but I'm so happy, probably because I have 7 dogs and 2 grown children. Exactly. See, I missed that. Michael Riley says Kelly was drunk with a diamond necklace walking to Ramona's house or to meet up with Ramona. Excuse me. What was the diamond necklace about though? Like I heard somebody texted me something about that. I don't remember what it means. Oh my gosh, Debbie, I don't think I realized you have 8. No, I did know that. You did tell me how many dogs you have. Anyways, dog lovers. What else? We already talked about the caller about the Joel Kim Booster and Shannon thing. Jeff said he's worried about Shannon. That's alarming. That to me, if he said that is, I was shocked that Jeff took the call. And I was shocked that Jeff didn't protect her. And even if he does, I was surprised that he said that out loud. Does this mean something's going on with their friendship? I don't know. Tell me what you thought. Because I was shocked that he said that for sure. Oh, Michael Riley says Rick bought her a diamond necklace and he pointed it out on their show saying, did you see the necklace I bought Kelly? It was so queer. Queer. Are you using that word like weird? Anyways. Okay. We will open it up to questions now. Sorry, I need to make these comments bigger so I can read them. Does it go bigger? Oh, I sort of can make it bigger. Oh, I'm making my screen bigger. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, okay. I can just, yeah. Okay. Sorry. Get so excited. Now let me make sure I'm all at the bottom. No, because I wasn't. Oh, Dasha says your complexion is so beautiful today. Is anything different? Well, I do have a little bit of makeup on. So I do have foundation on. So yes. But I had to, I've been doing like a monthly facial and I had to cancel that this week because this is just still very sensitive. And so is my head. And she normally massages my scalp. And I just don't think all the stuff she was going to put on my face is good to be messing with. And for y'all that have been following, y'all know that I had a precancerous spot right there-ish. And I think it's pretty much gone. I can tiny see a little bit of red. It's right there-ish, but it's all flat. My dermatologist found it at a normal checkup. So you got to get your dermatology appointments in. And she'd given me this cream that I was doing, and the maintenance is once a week, but I haven't been putting that on because it makes your face very dry, and I was not gonna mess with anything, any chemicals on my face when I have shingles, so. ASU says, "How are you feeling, Sarah? You look great. Thank you so much. I am feeling so much better. The faint headache is definitely still there. Somebody sent me a video of some comedian. He's huge. He has like 200 something thousand followers, some guy comedian, and he is dealing with shingles on his head, and he had an ice pack on. He was like, "This ain't no joke. This is so painful." I was like, I told my husband, I was like, "Oh my God, I can relate." Like, because no one I know has had shingles immediate. And my mom had them, but she's already passed away. But, I'm only 51. I mean, my friends haven't had shingles yet. And on your head is a whole different experience because it adds the headache. It just adds a whole different, you just can't treat it as much because you've got hair. So you can't like put the numbing cream and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. Thank you, Lisa. I look extra beautiful today. Thank you. I took the time to flat iron my hair. So I just, some days you just want to look normal. And I feel like, I've gone out like twice since I've had shingles, and that's not normal. I am going out next week with some girlfriends, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I've been stuck at home on my back with, COVID and the flu, COVID and this. So Sarah says, shout out Sarah and the Chumpettes. Wait, what? I know you might not be able to talk about specifics, but Jeff keeps saying Monroe doesn't eat. Do you think this is a kid fussy thing, or is there an issue? Oh, no, I think it's very common for kids to be particular with food. And once you've had McDonald's, I mean, let's be clear. If my kids could have had, now that they've gotten older, they have a taste, they have a preference of more like, no, I want Cane's. I want, Subway, or I want pizza, or I want McDonald's, Whataburger. We have a lot of favorites. We have a lot of fast food favorites. But no, I think it's completely normal. Of my 5 kids, I have 2 or 3 that kind of eat a lot more foods, and I have 1 or 2 that are very particular. So even as they've gotten older, so I think we used to call one of my kids, we used to tell her that it was a girl, she only ate brown foods. We meant chicken nuggets, French fries, tater tots, should have said tan, but we always said brown. Lisa says, y'all, I have a very hairy house and a shop vac to suck it all up, which I'm the best poop scooper ever. Lisa with 7 dogs. So anyways, okay. Any other questions? Otherwise, we are going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for joining me. If you were listening as a podcast, make sure you give a 5-star rating and review. I'd really appreciate it. It's at Sarah from Texas. And the lives will now be on YouTube at Sarah from Texas channel. Is it Sarah from Texas podcast? Probably. And on the Facebook page, which is also called Sarah from Texas. And they will go up as a replay also. So I will see you tomorrow, same place, same time. Remember, I am trying to be a little more easy on myself. So thank you for going along with the changes that I've made. If I ever feel like I need to make more changes on the time, where I go live, all the things. But right now I'm just trying to lower my stress level, because the doctor was really like, well, why do you think you got shingles? And I was like, oh, maybe I do, without her even knowing me. I was like, maybe I do put a lot of pressure on myself. So anyways, but it's definitely easier to have one set of comments to read instead of 3 different computers. Okay, real quick. Sarah, I want to know what everyone thought about Jeff getting shitty with Jameson about his producing and research last week. Oh, yeah. That's a great to get more, make a thread about that in the Sarah from Texas Facebook group, because that's kind of things that we chat about there, specifics on certain things. So definitely join the Facebook group. Okay. Bye, Chumpettes. Thank you for being awesome.